Guys, so this video is just gonna be a giveaway code walkthrough on the bot that I wrote, and well, apparently I thought it was a pretty cool idea, but apparently the idea was not cool. Okay, it didn't work out. Maybe there's something else that needs to be done, maybe, but technically it's a cool idea, but practically it didn't work out. Okay, so I'm giving away this kind of tutorial on coding a complex bot. Okay, so this is not any promo or whatever. This is just like going to be a walkthrough on the bot, and this is going to be a walkthrough on the code. It's going to be a long video. Okay, and I hope you get something out of it. Okay, on maybe coding. Okay, it's just going to be mostly about coding. Okay, because the code is actually quite challenging for this bot, and I just since it didn't work out, it's about 1,000 lines of code. I don't want to throw it away, and maybe someone can just use it for their knowledge at least. Okay, because the bot kind of sucked. It just kept on losing and stuff. So maybe someone can take this code and make $1 million with it. So the idea behind the bot was to kind of open a hedging position on a mini contract, okay, and trade the volatility on the micro contract. So basically, let's imagine we open a mini long here and a micro short here. Okay, so basically, if the market goes up and does kind of this kind of stuff, okay, so we close the mini contract here with a profit target, okay, and whilst we subdivide this this area into a grid of 10, okay, because one mini contract is 10 micro contracts, okay, and we start entering short here, profit target short here. Okay, this didn't work out, this didn't work out. Okay, so short here, so this would have been a loss. Okay, now short here, profit target short here, short here, profit target short here, short here, profit, and so on. You get the point. Okay, so the idea was to kind of you kind of hedge it, okay, because, well, again, kind of, okay, because the concept didn't really work out. The code is interesting. The code is more interesting than the concept, okay? But the whole idea didn't really work out because, well, let's say you hit a stop loss, which is here, okay? And, well, yes, potentially you will lose less because you have a short micro open here as well, which is going to make you some profit, okay? And I don't know, if we fall from here, then too, because you'll have this short and this short, like give you like 30%, I think, of the whole position, like hedge. All right, so again, it's kind of like that. Okay, but technically it's very interesting code, so I don't want to throw it away, and I'm gonna go through it. I'm gonna show the bot first, like very quickly. So when you turn it on, like, it's got a bunch of UI, which is also pretty cool. Okay, so if we open up the chart trader, you got like a flip button. Yeah, the flip. So basically, when we hit the stop loss here, this whole thing just flips over to the other side. Okay, so we have like a flip, which can be turned on, can be turned off. Okay, we have long mode and short mode, not mode. These buttons. So for example, right now. Let me fast forward to somewhere. Like, let's say I'm in between the two levels. So if I go long and limit is selected, it's gonna. Okay, I see. You see, the bot's got two modes. It has a tick mode and an auto mode. So a tick mode is basically when you press a button, long or short, it just enters the market and places all the limit orders and all that stuff, right? And the auto mode, actually, when you press the button, it will actually you'll actually, attach the order. So for example, now long, you see it places a limit order here. Okay, if this was a stop market buy, then if I press long, it would press a stop market buy here, right? So like waiting for a breakout. Okay, or for instance, if I was to so short market buy, would place a short here. Okay, and then if it's a short limit, then it would be a short here. Okay, that makes sense, right? And obviously there are challenges. The order management is extremely interesting here. Okay, so I'm just gonna jump into the code and we kind of go through the concepts of everything whilst we're in the code. Okay, so it was I'm not gonna go through like every single line of code. Okay, so there are main sections. All right, and so the chart trader UI. Okay, so this part is just like adding stuff to the chart trader here. Okay, so this just handles like how the buttons are added and stuff. Okay, so there's no logic here on like on the bot itself, so I'm not gonna really review this. Okay, like I'm just gonna come back to it now and then to show you like what the buttons do. Okay, now then the business, there isn't much business in the on bar update. Okay, except there's some business to exit the position when the unrealized profit gets above a set value. Okay, and there's also the set range method, which kind of sets the range for this the opening range for the market here. Okay, now I'm just gonna start off with the most interesting part. Okay, now there's the order section and the execution. All right, so I'm gonna start off because it's hard, it was hard to kind of to get going with this. So I'm gonna start with this. I want to show you. So when I'm gonna be in tick mode. All right, and what I want to do basically is this. When I press buy, I wanted to place a limit order here, and as soon as it gets filled, okay, I want to do the following. You see this setting here? It's number of levels 10 and level size value 60. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to place 10 more levels like this, right? 1, 2, that's 3, that's 6. Oh, right, so 6, and let's make it 10. Okay, so when the order fills, so the whole engine is based on this. Okay, so this is our entry. In fact, let's make this our entry. This is our entry. Now, when we get a fill on the mini, I'll call it hedge. Okay, then I want to. So let's imagine this is an entry mini long. Okay, and when the mini long fills, I want a micro short to get filled, and I want to place. So this would be short 1, and I want to be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 limit short orders placed. I want a stop loss placed here for the mini. So stop mini. Okay, right here. And I also want a profit target placed here for the first micro contract that was open. Okay, short. And I want a stop loss equal 1 for the micro placed right here because we opened 1 micro. Okay, it has to stop here. Now what I also want to do is I want a profit target for the mini to be placed right here. Okay, so that's the whole structure. Okay, that that we're going to look into right now. So let's go into ChartTrader UI, and there's this thing called create ChartTrader buttons. And so here's the on long click. So, and you can see if my level type is tick, there's one thing, and here's like the auto mode. Okay, now the auto mode you'll understand very good after we go through this manual tick mode, because it's based upon it. Okay, so basically my level tick mode just goes ahead and places a buy limit order which equals to the current price. Okay, now one important thing, guys, you see I'm passing like this global variable price code here. You know why I'm doing that? Because if I do like this, if I try and pass this, it'll just return 0, because from the UI it thinks it's on the first bar of the chart. So this price, I actually have to source it from the, from the on bar update right here. Okay. One more important thing, guys. Almost forgot. When we initialize this strategy, let's say on an NQ, I actually add a secondary data series and I add a little M to it so that an M and Q is actually sourced on the back end. Okay. Okay, so let's see. Now, let's come back. Now, so I get this limit order placed. Okay, and pretty much that's all that happens when the button is pressed. Okay, now let's go here, and this is the magic place, the manage orders method. Okay, so right here, what's going to happen is basically, let's see, manage orders. Okay. Each order has a name, right? So this one is going to be an enter long hedge. Okay, so if the order name equals that, so first of all, I'm just gonna run this method. Okay, this is the most important method. Okay, place levels long start. Okay, so I have two lists: up levels and down levels. Okay, and in my case, down levels is just going to have one level, which is this one, and up levels is going to be all of these. Okay, now I also have a list of micro entry orders because right now we're going to place them all. Okay, so skip the auto for now. I'm just going to look at this. Okay, so my step equals level size times tick size. So level size is what we set in parameters. For example, 20 ticks times tick size turns this into points. Stop is basically I'm going to run a 4 cycle from the entry price, so from here to the top. Okay, so basically I got to stop it somewhere. So my stop is going to be entry price plus level size value is how big is my step. All right, so 60 ticks times the number of levels I want, so 10 times tick size. Okay, and that's when I start the 4 cycle, which is going to go from entry price. I'm going to increment by step, and I'm going to stop at the top, at this level here, stop. Okay. After this, you'll very easily understand how the auto mode works. Okay. So now the up levels, all I do is I just add I to the up levels. I also count levels up. Okay, so I have a count levels up in here. And I just increment it so I know which level I'm on. Okay, and I draw the lines. All right, you'll see. I don't know. Did I run the strategy? Okay, maybe I didn't, but you'll see that it has lines. All right, so the grid that can be seen. Now, if I'm so on the first one, so I'm basically, let me take a red one. So I start here, and I do not want to place an entry order here because this one is going to be a market order. Okay, you can see here, because I'm at this price already. The first micro gets filled with a market order. Let me see. I'll show you. There you go. So place market entry order trade. I'm gonna have trade and hedge. So this is trade. This is just, you can see submit order managed. I'm selected bars in progress is 1, which means I'm addressing this this entry to what's it called, to the mini, to the micro. All right, and it's going to be a short, so it's going to go here. Okay, let's see. Yeah, short. Okay, so let's go back to this method. Place levels along store. There we go. Okay, so what I do, if I'm not on the first level and I'm not on the last level plus one, so basically this is the last level plus one. Okay, if I'm anywhere here, I want to place a limit order short. Okay, and that's what I do. So I is the price I pass to this method. There you go. Okay, and false is short. Okay, so I pass it on, bang, 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 all these levels get an order for. Now, when I get to the top one, so if my count levels up equals number levels plus one, all right, this is actually my profit target for the hedge, all right, for the mini. So place profit exit orders, I assign the profit hedge, and I place the limit order for the hedge. You see, select bars in progress, 0. So this is for the mini, all right. Okay, so what do we do? What did we do? We placed these. So this is done, and this is done. Okay, we have to place a stop. So our stop equals entry price minus step times the risk level value. So risk level value is this. So I can, take it 1 level off, 2 levels off, 5 levels away, whatever. And that's where, I add the down levels, okay? And that's the only level I add to the down level because I don't need any more. If I flip the position, I'm going to run an inverse method of this. This place level short strategy is exactly the same, but works the other way around. So I also draw the line. I create a stop hedge variable, and I place the stop order for the hedge. Okay, so now this is done. Now next is basically next is placing the market entry order. Okay, and that's it for this execution. What happens next is we placed this entry limit mini, which just got filled, and we did all this. We placed this when that got filled. We placed this when that got filled. Placed this when that got filled. Now we're waiting for this to get filled on the market order. We know it's going to get filled. So when this gets filled, this gets called again, and this whole thing will go down here. All right, trade orders. This is going to be enter short trade name. Okay, and you see there's a trade count. So if it's a first one, it's a bit different because on the first one, I want to do a few. I know there are no stop orders yet on the first one. So what I do is I create the stop order, which is up level is last level, right here, this one, and I place a stop order there. This is just a method for placing stops on. Select the bars in progress 1 equals to the positions 1 quantity. Okay, so the positions of M and Q, always address it like this with an index. Okay, I also create a list called micro profit orders. Okay, because now this trade that just got filled needs a profit order right here, this guy. Okay, and what I go place profit exit orders trade. Okay, what happens here is actually I create an order and I place that order into the list of those micro profit orders, because then I'm going to work with that list after a few seconds. All right, so that's done. On the first one, it's always the same: place a stop, place a profit. So we place a stop for this entry and the profit for this entry. Okay, now if this was, for example, if the market now that's done. So we have put everything in place. Everything is in place. We got a mini open, we got a micro open, we got a mini stop, mini profit, we got a first micro profit and first micro stop in. That's done. Now what happens next? Let's imagine we go up and our second micro gets filled. It's gonna come down here Now the trade count is going to increment to 2, which is above 1, and this is what has to happen. So, like most of the times, this is going to happen because positions 1, market position, is not going to be flat, obviously, because if it, like for the second one, for the second micro, it's not going to be flat because it could have been flat somehow. I don't know how. there are options. It could have touched upon this, whatever, right? So if it's ever flat, then just in case, I can actually place the stop order again, okay? If it's ever flat. For some reason, I don't know, it opened here, it got filled with the profit target micro, but didn't hit the stop loss mini and went back up and then filled this one. So we want to place the stop back in. The stop is this guy here for the micro. Okay, so if that's ever the case, then no problem, it's done. If that's not the case, all we got to do is change stop trade exit order. Okay, we have to adjust it to a new positions 1 quantity because now we got 2 micros. All right, so when that gets filled, when this guy gets filled, okay, 2 micros, okay, and this had 1 micro stop here, so I gotta add 1 more. All right, so, and that's done. All right, now the final part here is also, now obviously we place the profit here. Now this is the hard one, so we want to place a profit for this one. We want this one to be the profit, and that's very easy though. We go to the up levels and trade count -2. So we're counting trades here, right? So now it equals 2. If I offset it by 2, I will always get the next level. If you think about it, you'll understand why, okay? So our up levels start, this is the 0 index, this is the 1, this is the 2, whatever, right? So our up levels trade count -2 index is going to give us the correct one. And that's all. Okay, so for the code, this is the main engine of how the orders are placed for this bot. Okay, now the other option that allows you to actually attach it to, for instance, the levels, okay, is slightly different. Okay, so if I go back and I explore on long click, you can see if the auto mode is on, I actually look at the trade at what the button, you know, the mode is selected. Is it limit or is it stop? So if the mode is limit and I'm above my range high, okay, it's going to be a limit order buy. Okay, if I'm in between the two, it's going to be limit order buy on the range high. If I'm in between the two ranges, it's going to be a limit order buy on the range low. And for the stop market, it's just going to be the other way around. So if I'm below the range low, it's just going to be a stop market buy on the range low. So, you know, this kind of situation. I'm below here, I want to buy here. Okay. Now, if I click and I'm in between, then it's just going to be a stop market buy on the range high. Right here. Bang. Okay. Now, and the only thing that differs here, well, I want to set the range according to what the opening range was. So, for example, if I enter here, okay, I want it to be set like this. If I enter here, obviously I want it to be set like this, but equal to the range. It's actually very easily done. Okay, it's very easily done right here. So place level long start. Okay, and if you go ahead and look at this, and this is the only thing that's needed. So if we're in auto mode, all right, it's stop equals entry price plus range high minus range low divided by auto range divider. Oh, this is something that needs to be taken out. Sorry, I actually forgot that to take that out. It's not something that's Not needed. Please bear with me 1 second. So let's see. Okay. So the stop, that's where we're gonna stop the, the plotting of these. All right, it's gonna be our range high. Okay, or it's gonna be our range high plus range if we're above the range. Okay, so entry price plus the range is always gonna be how far you're gonna go with the grid. Now the step is just going to be the range divided by the number of levels, and that's pretty much all. Okay, so I think now, since we do see the code, okay, and it's fine, okay, you can actually go and see how the strategy works. So for instance, let's see. I'm gonna turn it on, hopefully in a good spot, and I'm just gonna look for, and I will also showcase the problem that the strategy has, which is pretty annoying. It just keeps on flipping. Okay, so let's see which mode I'm in. Let's see which mode I'm in. So I'm in tick mode, all right, which is manual, and so 60 is probably a bit too big. I don't know. I'm gonna put 20, risk level 3, whatever. I thought I kind of took this out. I don't know why it's still there, but nevertheless. Okay, here we are. So if I press long now, you see a limit order got placed right on the spot, and if I play it, okay, there, it played out. All right, so this one is just gonna do the thing. Let's see if it plays out. Looks like it won't. Okay, so you see how it flipped over to the other side? That was the coding challenge, and that's what I mean. I really like the technical side of it, but obviously the loss is like $270, and that hedge with one micro contract didn't help much. But the technical beauty is there. I love it, but trade-wise, I don't know. I wouldn't be too sure about it. So let's see how this one does. I think it's just gonna go ahead and make another turnaround. There you go. So you see how it flips? Now, oh yes, and sometimes when this happens, this is too fast for it to react, I believe. I also wanted to show the flip button. 1 second. So the flip button, let's see where it is. So if we go ahead and here, create chart trade buttons, and we'll look for the flip mode on flip click. So this is the flip is on, okay? So if you go here inside the manage orders, all right, and you have a look at where we hit the stop, exit long stop, name hedge, okay? So this is where we cancel all the orders. You see all the micro profit orders, all the micro entry orders, okay? And if we're flat on the micro, if we're not flat on the micro for some reason, we close the micro, and if flip is on, that's where we flip the position to the other side. So we place market entry, limit order, hedge again, okay? Just wanted to show you, that's where the flip is on. Kind of comes into play. So let's just ignore the spot, the ugly spot. So closed. Okay, fine. Let's have a look. Okay, so this looks like I don't know, potential. Let's see. Let's imagine we're going to okay, now it's probably better to turn it on to the other side, to the other mode for this one. So I'm going to show you the auto mode. Check this on. Let's see. And I'm gonna short this one. All right, so this is a short limit. You see, I got stuck to that level. Now you know everything. Okay, there we go. So beautiful. Okay, technically amazing. So it got, you know, it got filled. All the orders got placed. There's a stop. There's a profit. Everything's perfect. Okay, but again, I don't know. Some trades do play out quite nicely and they're very profitable, but this spot here that makes it turn around all the time, so I'm gonna turn flip off. You see? So it did not flip. Okay, so I'm gonna try a long limit this time. I don't know if it's gonna touch upon that. Okay. There we go. So, well, it kind of entered on, there's a new range forming here, and that's why it's small. It used that already. Okay, so it's not a bug, it's actually a new range forming here because it's already 934. Well, anyway, let's see how that plays out. Well, this one played out pretty well. Okay, but pretty sure that didn't cover all the losses. Okay. Okay, so okay, let's see. Okay, this one here, a short limit. Okay, see if that plays out. Okay, and this time I'm gonna turn on the flip, and I believe that was an exit. Okay, and it flipped to the long side. Okay, let's see if the long side plays out. Okay, see, it keeps on flipping. That's the problem with this strategy. So technically, beautiful stuff, but practically, this just flips and flips and flips and flips. Okay, but I wanted to share the code because maybe at least the code can be some value to someone. Okay, which would be, I'll be happy if it is. I spent so much time on it, but unfortunately, not much use. Not much use. You can see it just spills a lot of money out. Maybe you have to tune it correctly, but the technical side is pretty cool. Okay, guys? So, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you do still want the code, feel free to visit the website. You can get the code there, but the video is open source.